learn what are the system requirements for an Oracle DBA. Okay, so in order to install the Oracle DBA, it's not as simple as just click a next button and everything goes fine. So before we install the Oracle software on any operating system, there are some prerequisites for Linux systems. So most of our Oracle softwares will be suitable for Linux, HP, AX, all those things database. In Windows environment, rarely we will install the databases. So coming to Linux, whatever the cores which we are discussing, we will be installing in the Red Hat Linux system. Do you have any concern in the operating systems? Like some people may require this operating system need to be installed on Windows rather than Linux. Are you fine with the Linux environment?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So we will be installing in Red Hat Linux. On top of we will be teaching you in this chapter, first of all, how to build a Linux machine. Okay. On top of the Linux machine, how do we build a Oracle software? So in order to install the Oracle software on the Linux, what are the prerequisites which we need to consider? So how do we identify the system requirements? What are the kernel parameters which we need to set before we start installation? And what is an Oracle base and what is an Oracle home? These might be a new technical terms in point of view, but you may get slowly habituated with the one the course is getting started for you. Okay?
Okay.
In third chapter, we will learn the architecture of an Oracle, which is a core part of a database. Okay? This third chapter will tell you how the database will function internally when the users execute the queries in the front end. Some may run the select query, some may run update, some may run delete. So how internally things will carry on, how what are the important components which will come into the picture when the users are executing the queries or transactions are under process. So the architecture is the core part of your database, which we can say the heart of the database. This core part, whatever architecture of the database has been same for the last 20 to 25 years. Okay. This part doesn't change. It's a one-time learning process. No need to get updated each and every time when a new Oracle version got updated. Okay?
Yeah.
In fourth chapter, there are different physical files available in your Oracle database. So what is this different physical files and what are their importance and in the database we will send? What is a control file? Why we maintain multiple control files? Similarly, what is online redo log file? Why we maintain different online redo log files? Parameter file, password file, what is SP file, P file? So all the things, there are multiple files in the database. What is their importance? If that file doesn't exist, whether the database can run. All those things we will be seeing. Okay?
Yeah.
In fifth chapter, now in second chapter we will try to learn the installation of your Oracle database software. In fifth chapter we will learn how do we create a database from the Oracle software.
Okay.
First of all, we need an Oracle software maybe to install on Linux. After installing your Oracle Linux software, you need to create a database using whatever the software you have installed. So there are multiple ways of creating an Oracle database from the software. So we will be seeing 2 or 3 methods of creating database. Okay?
Okay.
And similarly, we will see how do we drop a database, how do we create database manually, and also how do we create a database using the DBCA, means a database configuration assistant, which is by using your GUI functionality. You will be seeing. In sixth chapter, we will see as a DBA, we should be able to position to bring down the database services up and bring down the database services and again start the database service whenever an activity on scheduled on the servers, like some what we can say OS related activities are scheduled on the servers. You need to bring down your database services. You might heard about some activity is going on related to OS.
Yes.
So in those cases, you need to bring down the database. Role is to bring down the database services which are running on that server. Once the activity is done, the hosting team will be hand over the servers to the DBA in order to start the database services. So what are the different ways of starting the database and stopping the database, we will see. And also what is the listener, how important is the listener for connecting a user to the database. So all those things we will be seeing in the chapter number 6. Okay.
Yes.
And importantly, chapter number 7, which will speak more often on logical objects of the database. Why I am saying logical objects of the database? Every time whenever you are inserting, running all the data which will be stored in tables in our database, right?
Yes.
Have you ever seen physically a table?
Yes.
No, I'm just asking you physically, have you seen a table in the disk?
No, no, no.
It is a logical, right? When the database is up and running, then only you can see a table. But when the database is down, you cannot see the table, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason we use the term logical. So how these tables are getting created, on what basis the tables will be managed, okay? What are the different options available for managing the tables? In the DBA perception point of view, tables are called as a segment, okay?
Yeah.
So data block is the smallest unit of storage in your Oracle database. A group of data blocks are called an extent. The group of extents is called as a segment. So in general, people will call it segment, as every segment is called as a table. So group of segments will form a table space, which is called a logical. These are things why logically we are speaking. Once your database is down, everything is virtual, right?
Yeah.
You cannot see anything on the physically available on the disk, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason we call it as logical. So how these objects will be stored physically in the disk when we are inserting data into these tables. We will see those architecture in the chapter number 7. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Chapter number 8 is more often using some of the advanced features of the chapter number 7. Okay.
Yes.
The actual data which will be stored in your database is nothing but the name of the file is data files. These data files are the actual files who will store all the data when you are inserting data into your tables. So when you are inserting the data into the tables, how this data is getting physically stored in a physical object. When you are inserting data into logical object, how this data is getting inserted into physical files, we will learn in the chapter number 9. Okay.
Okay.
And the next most important factor of is that undo. Undo is something that, now let me give you some clarification why undo is reused in our database. Now you are two users, since database is always a multi-concurrency environment. So multiple users will be connected into same database. Agreed?
Yes.
So now let us consider there are two users like you and me, and I have connected to my database and I have run an update, but I have not committed it. Okay?
Okay.
And you have run the same. Let us consider there is a Scott table. You have run the Scott table. Select, update table name Scott where employee ID is equal to 40, whose name is equal to Pawan. Okay. Now you have run the query select star from Scott where employee ID is where name is equal to Pawan. Okay.
Oh.
Since I have updated my previous employee ID is salary is 10,000 only. So recently I got promotion. I need to update my salary. So from 10,000 to 15,000 I have updated, but I have not committed it. Okay.
Yes.
But the same query you have run in your select query. whether your updated record will be able to see in your query or only old salary will be seen in your query result.
Yeah, until we commit, we cannot see.
So you have been saying the word until we commit, we cannot see the permanent changes in the other section, right?
Yes.
So we are maintaining data consistency. Agreed?
Yes.
Data integrity, data consistency, and concurrency we are maintaining. So we are making sure until unless the transaction is not committed, okay?
Yeah.
The permanent changes, so the newer transaction, so only the new changes will be seen to that particular session. The remaining sessions will not be able to see the new value until the transaction is committed. Somewhere it is the displaying the old image, that is from undo.
Yeah.
Now there is a data block, okay? It is a previously 10,000 value. Now you have updated it to 15,000. So before updating it to 10,000, it will store the old image in your undo.
Okay.
And it will, after showing, it's a general behavior, nothing, it's automated. That is the way how the Oracle software will work. So if anything is getting changed, the before image will be automatically stored in undo in order to maintain the read consistency, because he may roll back or he may commit the transaction. There are two probabilities, 50-50, right? If you roll back, the transaction should be old image only, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason undo is maintained. So we will learn how long that before image will be stored in undo, how frequently we will use undo, how this undo will help for DBS for recovering the databases. All those things we will be seeing in chapter number 10. Okay?
Yes.
Chapter number 11 is creating a users. More often users a DBA task related to how do we create a users and how do we create the privileges to the user. There are set of privileges which will be provided from one kind of application team, and there is another privileges provided to the another set of people based upon the role and designation to those people, right?
Yes.
So there will be different privileges to the different users based upon the role and skill level they are into. Okay?
Yes.
So how do we maintain the roles, the privileges which will differ from one user to another user? It's a DBA role to maintain the different privileges. Okay? And you might get an error that your password will expire within 3 days, right? In DBA.
Yes.
Or you can, once you enter your password 3 times, your account will get locked. Agreed?
No. Yes.
So these kind of rules and resources on the user's point of view, how do we create those things? We will learn. So how do we keep these rules and regulations? Your password should be 8 length and your password will expire within 30 days. Once your session is idle for 5 to 10 minutes, your session will expire. So all these things we will keep resource limits on the users. So how do we maintain such kind of rules on the users? We will see in this chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. Next chapter is all about once you create your database, the next biggest task for your database admin is to create a connection from the application to the database, right?
Yes.
So how do we create the database connection from the application to your database? So what are the prerequisites that the application people should know, okay, in order to connect to the database? What is the listener? So whenever user sends a request, how the connection will get established with the database? What are the intermediate stages it will bypass through in order to connect to the database? We will be learning in the Oracle Net Services. In this Oracle Net Services, we will see the network topology, how the request will bypass, what are the certain stages that request should follow when the application team want to connect to a database server. Whether directly when the application wants to connect, it sends a request, direct connection will be established with database, or any intermediate component will be coming into the picture in order to accept the request from the client end. So all those things in perspective of client we will be speaking in this chapter.
Okay.
So in 13th we will see the, now as a DBA you might have seen that the table level refresh. You want to export a data from one database to another database. Agreed?
Yes.
You might be saying this kind of activities your DBA team will be doing, like you will export from a single table and you will import in another schema, or you will take an export of your schema in one database and you will import into another data, irrespective of your operating system. There is no dependency on the operating systems. Irrespective of operating system, irrespective of database databases, you can take export from one table to whole database with export and import data pump utility, and you can import in other databases.
Okay.
So what are the different options for taking an export of a table schema and table space, the whole database we will be seeing in this one, and also how do we do import the data also we will be seeing in this chapter. And in 15th and 16th are most critical part of your DBA role life day-to-day activities. The 15th and 16th are especially for your admin backup and restoration. So as a DBA, you should be thorough with the backup topologies and how the backups, what are the different types of backups available in the database. So which type of backup is suitable for which type of databases, and how the things will vary in the backups. What is the catalog? What are the online and offline backups in the admin? What are incremental backups? So what is complete recovery and incomplete recovery? So after the backups, taking backup of a database is one of the major role of a DBA's day-to-day activities, and also restoring the database when the database gets crashed is another important role. So we should be thorough with how to take a backup of database, or what are the backup types, and also once your database got crashed or the database need to be cloned to another test database, what are the different ways where we can restore the database? We'll be seeing in chapter number 15, 16 and 17 the same. Okay?
Yeah.
Chapter number 18 is flashback concept. It's a beautiful concept in your database. With the help of your flashback, even though your table is dropped, we can recover the table with the flashback concept. Okay?
Yeah.
So flashback is a utility which will bring your database to a table to be recovered. Even you delete some of the data in the table, if the data is available in undo, with the help of flashback, we can recover that data, whatever we have lost. So what are the different options available for a flashback? We will be seeing in chapter number 18. Okay?
Yeah.
Chapter number 19 is all about your OPatch. So Oracle will be releasing the patches. So it's a DBA role to apply those patches regularly on the database to maintain the patches list. And the last one is the data guard concept. This is a different, again, another entity of course, which will not cover in this course.
I made the data guard concepts.
You are already aware. So it is again another entity of course. If you are interested, at the end of this course, your DBA, we will be discussing all those things. So also,
automatic storage management is also separate thing, or?
Yeah, sorry?
No, the 21, the automatic storage management.
No, 21 not an operating store. Upgrade of a database is a part of a database. I will be showing how do we upgrade a database from one version to another version. Okay? And also cross migration of database within the different operating systems also I will be showing. These are the core DBA parts. In chapter number 20, data guard, I will be giving an introduction to data guard, but anything topics are related to the practical we will not show. So whatever the topics which I am speaking, each and every topic with real-time activity, and every topic is having real-time analysis, whatever the things which I am speaking.
Okay. Will you give the concepts of automatic storage management?
If you want, you can definitely, we will be providing. So this automatic ASM, automatic storage management, and rack are separate entity.
Okay.
Okay. Just to be your knowledge, core DBA is the basic knowledge we will be teaching for. Core DBA is the one thing which you will need to learn as a first. Okay. Once we are done with, then you need to learn data guard. Once you are thorough with the data guard, then you can have a rack database with a combination of ASM.
Okay.
This is the way, this is the sequence how the things will work in a DBA role. First, the people will expect core DBA activities. Once they are done with the core DBA activities, they will expect the data guard related configuration DBA task. Once you are done with the DBA related task to data guard, they will ask for rack with ASM.
Yes.
Yeah. So any questions or queries about this query?
No, for now I don't have any questions. I'm good.
Before I close the session, I will be showing you a small demo because every institute will be saying that it's a real-time demo like that. But how different this course from other institutes and what will be the quality of teaching we'll be covering. Let me show you. Now, at the moment, how many records are there in the regions table?
4.
Let me create a table. I'm inserting data into this table. At the moment, how many 10 rows are there in the table, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
So, just give me a moment. Now, what we will do, so in our day-to-day DBA activities, you might have seen that you will be asking to restore or recover a table's data. By the application team will be requesting due to some human error, they have deleted some data from the front end of the application. They will be asking us the DBAs to perform could you please recover the data whatever we have lost? Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we perform those things? We will be showing some activity now.
Okay.
Now fine, I will be deleting some data from this table. The whole data I am deleting from this table. I'm doing commit. Okay.
Okay.
Now how many records are there in this table?
0.
So in this way, the application team has deleted some data from your table. So they will ask you to restore and recover. So you need to specifically ask them, could you please tell me the time where the data was properly aligned in the table? So we need to ask specific time, could you please tell us the time where the data was properly aligned in that particular table? Agree?
Yeah.
So they will be saying the particular October 31st, 6:38, the data was fine. So as a DBA, we need to check whether the data was available in this table or not at that particular period of time.
Yeah.
So this is the query. So the database available, right?
Yes.
So we are going what I mean is the past of the database by checking at that particular period of time whether the database is available or not. So how do we are checking? With the help of undo. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we will select this data and we will give a report to the application team. This is the data, whatever the timing you have mentioned. Could you please confirm whether this data is fine or not? So once we send the data to them, after checking the data, if they confirm yes, this is the data we are looking. Now it's a DBA role to perform the activity. So, but before performing any activity to the production table, we will take a backup of the production table. Create a table hr.student underscore BAK as select star from student. So it's better to take a backup when we are doing some modifications to the existing table in the production. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm enabling the row movement. As I mentioned, flashback is a beautiful concept which will help you to restore the whatever the data which you have lost. Now select count star zero, right?
Yeah.
I'll do flashback. After doing flashback, you just do same query. Whether whatever the data which you have lost is recovered or not.
Yeah.
So this is the help of flashback with the help of undo. So there are similar various activities we'll be doing practically. Just since it is a demo, I can't show you everything in this one. I mean to say, time is a constraint in order to show more things of in a single demo.
Yeah.
So you will be having such kind of practical activities with real-time scenarios where we will be following each and every topic with the real-time activities. More of like 70% is the practical parts and only 30% is the theoretical things.
Yeah, it will be more practical.
Yes, go ahead, Padma.
It will be more helpful. It will be if it is practical.
Yeah, that is the way how the course was designed. So everything, whatever the activities which you will be doing, it will be carried out on your own laptop by your own hands. Just I will be shadowing you and guiding you how to perform the things in your laptop.
Okay.
So we will be installing a Linux VMware software. On top of VMware software, you will be creating a virtual machine with the Linux operating system. On top of your Linux virtual machine, you will be installing your database. So all those softwares will be provided by myself. So you can carry out these activities under your own hand. I mean to say your own hands, because the things will vary when you are showing. These are the queries which I have been getting the students. So like that, when the things are seeing in your laptop, everything is working fine. But when I started doing things in my laptop, the things are getting delayed and they are not working as expected. I am facing the problems. These are such kind of issues and complaints I got from the students. So what I have thought is, instead of showing things in my laptop, I will help you to work things in your own laptop under my presence. So you will be getting some confidence and you will be getting know how to do the things on your own hands-on experience rather than monitoring at my system.
Yes.
This is the course, and if you're still this core DBA is the basic one. Well, my suggestion is to complete this core DBA. Still, if you're interested to learn for data guard and automatic storage management, definitely will help you to teach that one also.
Yeah, sure.